something to be said about hard-nosed full contact. It's like that raw rap all the way back to boom bap. Spikes up, Ty Cobb inspired killing the corners. Heating up with recklessness, we still getting warmer. Nevertheless, none can contest, we bring it best. Wile E. Coyote mixed with Roadrunner, full comers. Holding your title hostage, the kings we smoke others. You're either with us or against us, it doesn't matter which. Scouting your weakness, we bring the wrath when we hit. There's never been a squad as raw as trash can spit. You might get bashed with a stick while I'm pounding the fence. Look around, you're a fish while I'm rounding it quick. Take a look at the base and sprint off with a fist in your face. No remorse, no mercy, no force can hurt me. The scouts purposely bring the pain, come try to work me. But there's a crew of dirty cats.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and anything else we're identifying as this week. Welcome to the Glue Guys program. I'll say it twice to be nice. The Glue Guys program. Show number 32 in a long line of fine entertainment for you wonderful people out there in the net, on the net, around the net.
In the net? That's weird.
That's what they used to say.
Yeah, but that's some old shit, bro.
That's some Tron shit right there.
Yeah, that's some old shit. That's weird. That's fucking Elroy Jetson weird. Yeah, fuck that.
Well, I mean, we can go, Parkway Driveway too. Don't forget. I mean, there's plenty of shit we can pull out that we don't know what they were thinking.
American weird shit. That's pretty much what I call it.
Yeah, it's funny to when you make friends in other countries, it's always hilarious to get unfiltered takes from people outside this country on things that they've seen. Now, I'm not getting specific because no matter what I say, it's going to piss somebody off. So I'm not even going there. That's how bad things are right now.
I don't really give a fuck, but I don't even know if it's a right now. Let's not even add that disclaimer.
I guess it's more out in the open now. It's always been there, but it was
it's because of the internet. It's because of the internet. Because now you actually interact with people. Because now you interact with people. You like when I was younger, and obviously when you were younger, right? How many people did you really know from other countries, other states, etc.? Right?
It
was probably in the single digits, right? Single digits.
Yeah.
I can tell you right now, I know at least 50, 60 people in other countries that I could hit up like right now, like, what's up, yo? And it's a conversation, it's no big deal. To that same point, I probably know 20, 30 people in 20 states. You know what I mean? I didn't have that perspective when I was a kid. I mean, hell, I use it. Look, this is me. I don't give a shit if it sounds racist or not. When I was younger, anybody who looked like me is black. And everybody else is some other shit. It wasn't until I got a little older, got on the internet, that I realized, or that I found out, really, that there's like Dominican dudes who look like exactly like me.
Yeah, but I would argue it's less racist.
Well, I figured I might even say it that way ahead of time. You know what I'm saying? But
no.
That's what I'm getting at. Is like at the time I didn't know any better. As a result of the internet, as a result of how easily we can interact with other people from everywhere. Now I know. On the other hand, there's a lot of people who refuse to accept that. The world is bigger than the little dumbass bottle that they're in. So, it is what it is. It's all right.
Look, the thing that makes me it's cool you have that instant connection with people so far away and in different walks of life. But the thing that it makes me yearn for, and again, I think it's every show I'm at the point now where it's old guy get off my lawn segment. We'll probably make a graphic for it soon. I do it every week. But I did it organically in a band in the back of a van where, all right, we got a crew in North Carolina. All right, we got a crew down in Jacksonville. I was very fortunate. We got a crew in London, England.
Yeah.
We went over for 2 weeks. The drummer was from England, and he hooked it up to where, we rented instruments, and we got on a plane, and boom, we were playing over in England. That's when I really found out about the polarity difference in the electric. That was fun. Because I wanted to bring my stuff. I was a cocky 20-whatever-year-old. Well, I need my amp. No, I fucking don't.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I met a lot of cool people in different countries organically, just from that. In England, I made a guy in Scotland who still considers me family. He sends me a Christmas card every day. He was down in London from Scotland. Didn't know this band he was coming to see.
Nice.
In fact, this day says, I still hated your band, but I dug the way you performed and just kind of closed my ears. I was like, I don't know how to take that. Now that I'm older, I appreciate it for what it is. And there's a humor on the other side of the pond that I just love.
Yeah.
And it's not Monty Python.
No,
all right. Monty Python's great. I was just trying to teach my stepdaughter about Holy Grail today because I got her into Funkos and I just discovered that they did Funkos for the movie Monty Python and Holy Grail. They're a bit older, but I was like, what? How did I not know about the Black Knight with no arms? This
Yeah.
is troubling. But I was trying to explain to her the movie, and I was not doing it justice. I said, you have to watch it. It's so snarky, Americans can't even do it. Although Terry Gilliam was American, he was part of the troupe. But it's very hard for an American to explain Monty Python to someone without just showing them. So shout out Holy Grail, Life of Brian, Monty Python's Flying Circus, some of my favorite comedy skits. But that's old guy talk for you. Anyway, moving on. Welcome. It's Wednesday. It's always Wednesday when we turn on the cameras here at the Glue Guys program. My name is Mark. If you're new joining us, I know that I put the word out in the U-Trip player chat group trying to get some more eyes on our product.
Hey, we gotta. Let me pause you right there for a second. We got to do a better job of that too.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I'm gonna say, once we were unceremoniously moved to from the other Eyes On location. It's different. I don't fuck that. Fuck that.
That's why I say it. I let you handle
that was fuck shit from jump.
Here's our official statement from the Glue Guys program.
Yeah, that was fucking ridiculous, and it continues to be so. But it is something that continues to demonstrate the importance or whatever, which is fine. I just firmly believe you can't have it both ways. You're either trying to make things. You're either trying to make sure the things are available or you're not. And it just doesn't seem that way. But, it is what it is. And that shit doesn't really pay the bills no way. But, we have many, many different ways that we can start doing a better job of making sure we're getting the word out. Show starts at 6:30 every single week.
We're going to
get back to we got to get back to getting some art up, getting some pictures, getting the visuals, getting some videos and stuff like that up. Because a lot of the time I think now, especially with us being kind of cordoned over here into the senior group only, I think it's a little more difficult for people to connect with what we're about to do or what we're doing. Because then oftentimes they don't know about it. That's our fault.
Right.
And at the end of the day, that
is our fault, folks.
Yes. Because you can have whatever platform, but if you aren't letting the people know that the platform exists or where they can find the platform, or the fact that every single week we have people who ask us that question. What time does the show start?
Yeah.
You get messages or I get messages. Are you guys doing a show today? And that falls on us because we're not doing enough during the rest of the week. There are 6 other days in the week, and we almost literally say nothing about the show during that period of time. So we're definitely going to make some adjustments there. We want to make sure that you guys know this is the show that you should be watching, or one of the shows that you should be watching. I really don't give a care what you watch. Otherwise, afterward, you got 6:30, 7:30 on Wednesdays. It's all good. It's all good fun. I will let you get back to our sponsors and whatnot, because we want to make sure that they're getting the due that they need, despite all the other opportunities that they have. They do support us. Sure that they're being supported.
Yeah, we definitely got to do a better job. Real quick, though, the shout out to the people that have been spreading the word for us. I know you're out there. I didn't want to make it seem like we're not appreciative of you guys coming up to us to tournaments and telling your friends and talking out of state teams like, hey, you got to check out the Glue Guys. I just want to real quick thank everybody that's doing that. We know who you are. We're taking notes. We're keeping receipts. We appreciate it. And I promise you that you will be rewarded. Shh. I promise you will be rewarded for your loyalty. Like some bad 80s cartoon, like Masters of the Universe or something. All right, anyway, there are people.
Cobra Commander, bro?
Oh, wow, you're going to go GI?
What are you, Cobra Commander out here? What are you
more
watching?
You know,
Mask?
Brother. The
what
more
are we watching?
You know.
Mask over here or some shit? Or
a little star at the end of it with the rainbow. The more you know.
Bing. Right?
The GI Joe lesson of the day there. I
yes,
get you.
Sir.
So
knowing
there
is
are
half
people
the battle.
that they may have had their saying this question, but they do sponsor the program, and we cannot express enough how much we appreciate that. First and foremost, my buddy Mickey Czar. Yeah, I said it. That's my buddy. I'm still holding his James Hetfield above my head hostage. He's still on suspension. I'll give that back to him next week. He said some things to me I didn't appreciate, so I'm holding his James Hetfield hostage. I gifted it and I took it back. But
yeah, that's weird.
Beside that fact, he's an amazing real estate agent, people. And while I can make fun of him all the time and his Louisville Slugger bats, it doesn't change the facts that the guy knows how to buy and sell real estate in the greater Phoenix area. I'd love to bust on that too, but I can't. He's too good at it. I got nothing. I do still have some Glue Guy stickers, but you got to find it for him.
So do I.
Mickey does a great job over there. Him and his wife, Nicole, just crazy business. And the landscape has changed so much in the last couple of months with the interest rates, and nobody knows what the hell the Fed's doing. But demand has lowered. It has cooled, and we finally have some inventory for everybody to see here at what I would consider now almost reasonable prices. But I said almost, man. I tried to cover it. But
you're
anyway,
right,
listen,
you're right,
you don't want to take real estate advice from me. You want to take it from Mickey and his group over at Zara Realty. Trust me,
the expert.
a phone call costs you nothing. The conversation costs you nothing. All right? Dial the phone. You're going to learn something, and it's going to cost you nothing. Listen, you've seen gas prices. You've seen house prices. Yeah, they're coming down. They're still up there. Anything in this world is going to cost you something. We're offering you value, which is the most valuable thing, information for free. Take advantage, please. Don't be that guy. Moving on, my boy Ted's back from Torrey Pines. My dude, thank you so much. He got me. Obviously, I didn't get to go play, but he got me a nice Torrey Pines hat, man. I'm really excited. It's a golf course in San Diego for you people who don't understand. A very nice golf course, public in San Diego. They've had a couple big tournaments there. It's right on the side of the ocean. He did something really cool, man. He asked his group of followers over at the page that if they wanted anybody's initials put on a golf ball, he was going to be hitting it out into the ocean. I think he got a little worried because he got like 17 replies to that. And as you know, a golf ball's not that big, but he was able to squeeze them all on there. He put the video up, hitting it out in the ocean. That was pretty cool, man. I threw a buddy of mine I had lost on there also. So cool thing there. That's some of the cool things happening over on the Tedits channel, folks, right here on Facebook. Tedits on FB, all one word. At Tedits on FB, man. Go check it out. He is off on Mondays, but Tuesday through Friday, and then the weekends, he's up there. Right now, we're still rocking Warzone. Again, I say it every time I do this ad read. Someday we're going to get him back on Apex because he was a pretty badass Apex player when he was on there. So, I mean, Marlos is the only other one that remembers that because we got to run a few games with him, I don't know, in like 2004.
Mm-hmm.
So, whatever
like
it is,
feels
it
like
does.
forever ago.
Marlos and I are still trucking though. We're a little bit of a grind on rank last night. We're still, Mark's still dragging the rear, but I'm getting better. My KD's up to I think a 0.25. So I'm
you know what, dude? I'm gonna give you a shout. I'm gonna give you a little credit because now you're starting to move through at a better pace and looting at a better pace. And that makes it a lot easier to be prepared for some shit to pop off out of nowhere. So I mean that you are definitely getting better. You're doing better. You're making better choices. I still panic a little bit when you're jump master.
Yeah,
but,
the jump,
know,
I'm kind of 50-50.
You're getting there. You're getting there. Like you used to jump like right away and then go clear across the fucking map and be like, oh shit, I can't make it. Now you'll jump, but you'll be like a little too focused on the jump.
But the problem is
where,
you're right, and then the problem is if something messes with that, a late team coming in, I panic.
You panic, yeah.
Absolutely, I agree, 100%.
But it's improvement. It's still improvement. So I don't want to talk like, oh, you ain't doing shit. I mean, you are improving significantly, especially with the jump master thing, because I still remember your previous. Yeah,
I'm not. I know I got to play more. So I've been trying to reach out more in time. So hey, look, I know there's not a lot of you. You complain about UFC, complain we talk about games, but if there are some of you out there playing Apex, I know some of the kids do.
Yeah. Run it up.
I know Blaze, my boy Blaze, plays. So not you, Blaze.
No, I knew
actual Blaze.
I know.
Wow, that might be rough playing Apex.
It's his real name, so yeah.
Yeah, that would be, but anyway, I know he plays, guys. So hey, anybody who wants to play Apex with us, dude, let us know. Send me a message.
Yeah, man.
It's in there. We may do a special broadcast at some point on another night where we get a bunch of softball guys in with us on the program, and we'll stream the games and have some fun. But that's in the works. Anyway, moving on with the odds. Marty's.
Come on.
It's not a Jewish deli. It's an amazing shop where they do trophies. I got him. Well, I got him early.
That was funny, though. That was actually funny, though. That was actually funny.
Tennis. Somebody clip that.
In my mind, I was like, in my mind, I totally was hearing this conversation in a Jewish deli back east and shit. And so as soon as you said that shit, I started laughing because I was like,
that's show together.
That's the only reason I want to go to the East Coast ever. Is just to hear
somebody
that shit.
on Facebook, I clipped that, do a 60 for me. I'm gonna need to use that for promotional since we got to get on our ball about fucking promotion. I'm gonna use that right there. Anyway, let's talk about the real Marty's. Marty's trophies and awards, ladies and gentlemen. It's here every week. It's my favorite thing I think I've acquired since starting this program and getting sponsors. This was given to us. This was gifted us by John over at Marty's. It's got they hate us because they ain't us, and man, if that ain't ever been more true than it is today. They definitely hate me because they ain't me. And then our wonderful Glue Guys logo that my buddy right here, Marlos, produced.
Yo, we gotta do a new one. Yeah, we gotta get a new one, man. We gotta do a new one.
Yeah, I think we gotta get one with the GG on it. Digging the new GG.
Yeah.
I'll go over and see John. I haven't been over there in a while. I gotta get over there. Don Logan is harassing me because I made the mistake of promising him a hat and not saying you'll get it when you get it. So he's harassing me. And then Sammy legit's harassing me because every time I see him, like, I'm working on it. I got to just have it the next time I see her. So I am due a trip over to see John and Dennis and the crew over at Marty's. I know Dennis is doing some real cool stuff with hats. He's getting the embroidery down, so I'm curious to go over there and kind of check out the new stuff. I mean, I've talked about it before. The stuff they're doing with the bat shells now and the printing on top of it, it's amazing. Mickey got a Metallica one done. I'm just going to make it worse every week, by the way. It's going to turn into just like a sludge, like on top of bat shells. I'm not even saying the S anymore. Don't give Don shit. Yes, Gabe, understood. I give, actually, in fairness, because I always break his stones. He's our boy. I give Don so much shit, he deserves a break. So here, show 32. Don Logan, you get a break tonight, brother.
No, he fucking doesn't. You got me fucked up.
And he kind of deserves it because he's hitting like 400 or 500 now. He's got it up. Really making good contact with the ball. So he deserves a break. Let's give him kudos. Don Logan over the 500 mark here recently. Keep it going, brother. You keep working hard, you're going to get 600. Just keep working.
I mean, look at him. Look at him. My boy. He's no longer a baby bird. Oh, wow. Shit.
I just thought it was funny because you actually had that pause face like, all right, where's he going with it? Goddamn well I ain't giving him a break. Come on, bro.
I wasn't giving him shit. I was going to say because we were supposed to be hitting the day and he was nowhere to be found.
Well, here, you want to pay him back here? I spoke to my buddy AJ, who I had not spoken to in a very long time out in Cali, West Coast Empire today.
I haven't heard
and I was reminded, speaking of Don, I was reminded of something involving Don back, I think it was at Winter Nationals, when West Coast Empire took second in that tournament. But do we remember how the game ended? I was talking to Chor today, too.
I remember.
I remember, too.
I have
so
that
here's
kind
your
of
gift, Don.
You do,
I'm not going to play the video this time, all right? I'm not going to play the video. We know how it ended. That's good enough. The Glue Guy stickers. There they are. I don't know who asked, but we got them. Both of us have them. Contact
I got a few.
You'll definitely see Marlos out the fields before you see me.
I'm going to run some new ones soon.
Without saying.
These are gonna be relics right here, bro.
I know.
I'm
we got
some new ones soon. So
sticker mule there and order GG's up.
Yeah, I'm gonna be up in the heat.
I'm totally effing up the ad read. Sorry, guys.
Hey,
McDilly Sports, the toughest bat shells in softball today, bar none. That's your new tagline, by the way. I just thought it up. I think you should put it on a flyer or a sticker. Speaking of, go with that, Kev. Kev spent the weekend up in Pine Top with the AZ Heat. They took it 2 years in a row. I don't even know who's running it, but there's an annual tournament, Pine Top, this weekend every year. I was jealous because the bastard got out of the heat, played on good weather, and he played golf up there. So F you, Kevin McDill, but I do love your bat shells. McDilly Sports. Also, if your wheels break on your roller bag, and I don't care what brand it is, they're going to break. Okay? Go see Kevin. He can get you new wheels, give you a lift kit on your bag, get you the bigger wheels, so you're rolling. Rolling, baby. Last but not least, posted today. I'm going to start doing more of that, too, in our group. Sahara Solar, our boy Jimmy, never lose. Jimmy never lose.
Got him.
Listen, folks, it's summer. It's hot. They're literally putting out alerts for you to take it easy on your AC so you don't damage the power grid. Okay? That's how bad this shit is. Your bills, your APS, there's somebody in a suit with an executive title at APS who just bought another yacht in the Cayman Islands on our goddamn electric bills. Let's stop the madness, folks. Talk to Jimmy about solar. Stop giving those people your goddamn money. Solar's the way to go. Talk to Jimmy. Find out the information. Maybe you're not sure. You're on the fence. Talk to somebody who knows. Jimmy. You're going to call Mickey for houses. Call Jimmy for solar. And
I was just going to say that.
An added bonus. Jimmy never loses at softball. Okay? Never. So he's definitely not going to be losing at solar. So talk to the man. Get the information. Find out. And last but not least, my boy Benny, L&T Automotive. My stepdaughter's car is running better than I think when it came off the assembly line. You might say it's because it's a Pontiac, but no, it's because that brand new clutch he put in at a ridiculously low price is amazing. I wasn't going to bring that up, but okay, Jimmy did lose a co-ed. Ruined the whole effing ad read, but thank you, chat. Appreciate you supporting. Go see Benny, L&T Automotive. Anything that could possibly go wrong, call them, dude. The prices are ridiculous. They're so low, I'm not even ever going to say it. I'm not telling you people. You got to get your own price. I'm not doing it. Benny has been loyal to Arizona softball and to me in general since we met out at Victory. So I really appreciate him, taking care of my family. That's how much I trust Benny. I sent my family there. It wasn't for me. It's for my family. Someone I consider basically my daughter. If that doesn't tell you how much I trust the guy, you know what? Go to Firestone. Good luck. And I'm sorry, I don't want to knock guys at Firestone. You got to start somewhere, but come on, man. It's McDonald's and gourmet. All right, come on. And that's the ad reads. Wow, got through that. It only took
Okay, so now that that's complete, I got a couple points, right? I'm gonna probably do this once in a while, but look, so I would absolutely love to patronize Saguaro Solar, and I would hope that other people would do the same. But I will also add, here's your plug, right? You go, like you said, you kind of led into it. You go holler at Mickey to get you the house you need in order to be able to then hit up Saguaro Solar. Because I'm going to tell you, all the preaching that we do about the electricity, about the heat, about the summer, about these assholes that work for APS, SRP, et cetera, who have exorbitant amounts of monies, right? We always talk about it, and we always talk about solar. And I guess my whole issue is I've wanted solar as long as I've wanted a house. The problem is I'll be goddamned if I'm paying $500,000 for some bullshit ass house. And then, no, that's not happening. And yes, houses are coming down to what we would consider to be reasonable now. But reasonable now is still bullshit because it isn't actually reasonable and it shouldn't be what it is.
Cheap, sir.
And fuck that. I know you. Hey, look, man, the problem we have here is some asshole is going to send you a message. Look, some asshole is going to send you a message on the side like, hey, are you sure these prices? And it's like, dude, you've already said, look, I'm not the professional. Mickey is. Lazar Realty, he's the one you want to talk to. Instead, they're going to hit you up. They're going to go, hey, but I thought you said things were coming down. Like, you're the fucking realtor, but you're not. So I'm saying that's your plug right there, man. Let's move on, dude. It's a great day. You know what I'm saying?
Let me get this out of the way now.
Go ahead.
We got states coming up July 30th, 31st. I'm not sure if it's a 1 day or 2 day. Let me get that out of the way right now. I'm still not sure. I've reached out to a couple teams. I'm just checking in to see who's playing, guys. If you haven't signed up yet and you want to play states, get signed up ASAP. I'm capping it probably this week so we can lay out the fields. It's real tight times out there. I only have half of the fields. Co-ed's going to be in the other half. So I want to get my schedule straight long before the tournament, all right? I don't want any 4-hour delays. I don't want my ship happening a day late. I don't want the lights going out, all right? I want to get all my ducks in a row before the tournament so I can give you guys proper information. It's going to be hot. I understand that. That's why I'm trying to get a jump on this to make it as easy as possible when the tournament comes, okay? So if you're on the fence, figure it out because I'm going to cap it and we're going to go with who's there. We got rings coming for it. And even more importantly, although I don't know how to work a computer, I would show you the picture, but I got a picture. Maybe I'll post it in the group after the show. I got cases upon cases of balls. So I've heard rumors and rumblings that it's real hard to get balls. Not for me. And I got to thank Bob too, obviously. But we got balls. I've had balls every tournament I've run. So I don't know where the issue is. I don't know where everybody's having problems. I don't know. You know, don't worry. You can always get ghost max and start killing pitchers. It happens. So listen, get signed up for states, rings. This is the one you play to go to Worlds, guys. And hey, we got Worlds closer this year. You don't have to go to Florida. It's only at League City in Texas, right outside of Houston. All right? Definitely going to have some competition. You know those Texas boys are talking. They're not scared of anybody from Arizona. You think I don't want us to send in everybody? Like, let's have a little pride in Arizona. Let's get our crap together. Let's get out there and let's show these Texas boys we can play. I don't want them just running the table out there with 2 teams from here. Let's get our boys together and let's go. Let's go show these Texas boys up, man. I'm going to be there. Let's go. Do you think I'm not hearing from Texas guys? You think I'm not hearing from directors? I know a couple managers out there. Well, not the one guy who tried to play here, but the other guys, yes. I'm hearing it. You're bringing your AZ boys out to get a whooping. No, I'm bringing my AZ boys out to have to jet out of there like Dukes of Hazzard because we whooped your asses so bad. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Oh, boy.
Oh, yeah, it's not East enough for Dukes of Hazzard, huh? All right, anyway.
Oh, boy.
Look, man, I want to get our best teams to go. Let's show out on the field. Let's see. It's all talk till we get out there and play. We all know that. Where's Chris at? This is exactly when I need De La Cruz here. And he's De La Cruz,
yeah. So I was going to say he's the one. He's the one, man. He's the one.
No. I always
I still want to say
when I got balls. You should know that. Because apparently there's a huge shortage that affected everyone but me, apparently. I don't know. If you're going to pay that money, I'm going to have balls available for you for games. I don't understand how you go to a tournament and not get balls. What's it? Did you get a discount? Yeah, that's what I thought. Anyway.
How many balls do you think they should get? What's an acceptable number?
1 per game guarantee. So 3-game guarantee, you get 3, 4-game guarantee, you get 4, at least.
I believe it.
And
I agree with that. If
you're doing a senior tournament, I don't know. Some senior guys happen to hit home runs. I've heard that. I don't know. Some of them look pretty powerful to me. You'd think you'd have extra. You're going to make a little money, but everybody's got a different idea of business. You know, I don't want to knock anybody's hustle. I just think it's kind of stupid.
That was ironic, though. Yeah, it was ironic because you're like, yeah, I don't want to knock anybody's hustle while knocking hustles right the fuck off the table. I love it. That did not pass by me, but I love it.
I'm learning. I'm learning. Speaking of, I pulled a relic out from my days with the kids. The old Bullet Club jersey. Shout out Jimmy Neal. Tearing it up in Alabama. I got to call and see if the accent took yet. I miss you, brother. I know you're doing your thing. It's work, but I miss you. I hope you and the fam are good down there. Watch out. I know they got their, Hurricane Alley's right around the corner there, so be careful. Anyway, Jimmy was nice enough to grace me with this jersey and let me play on that team along with everybody on there.
Yeah.
I was going to wear this weekend to match some camo, some other people, and I didn't get a chance to wear it, so I figure let's break it out on the show. I love this team. Loved it. Those weren't the ball. Oh. Okay, well, if you'd be a little more clear and chat about which ones you were referring to, maybe I can properly answer what you meant.
Yeah, that got a little weird. That got a little weird.
Shout out Bullet Club. Appreciate you guys. I wish I could have rocked it one more time, but who knows? We'll see. Maybe there'll be a co-ed tournament I can sneak into. Moving on. So states, man. July 30th, 31st. We're doing the rings. You play this one to get to Worlds, man. It qualifies you. All you gotta do is play. Real quick, just to give everybody a heads up, the next senior co-ed's looking like it's going to be August. I should have an announcement in the next week or two. We're getting our flyers together. I'm going to have the states flyer and also another look-ahead flyer because we've had a couple changes in tournaments. We're not going to be having a tournament on October 8th and 9th. I moved it. Look, I'll be honest, mainly because the Eagles are playing the Cardinals on the 9th, and I just don't feel like messing around at all that weekend. But I added another date, and we've got 2 dates at Paloma toward the end of the month there. There will be no tournament between the 11th and the 18th because I'm going home. And I'm conveniently going home because on the 16th, we play the Cowboys at home, Sunday Night Football. So all you cockroaches and haters with your stars on your cars and your chest, get ready for the L.
Yo, low key, I thought you was about to drop some bars right there, bro.
Take the L.
That cadence you had right there, man. I don't know if you noticed, but I was like, wait a minute, you over here about to drop some bars on stars what? Stars on your cars and your chest. Like what? Oh, okay. I thought he was getting down.
Am I blushing? I think I'm blushing.
Yeah, you might be. It's Listen,
I've been a musician since I was 11 years old. I have worked with many artists in many different styles.
Yeah.
At one time back in late 90s, we were trying to do that rapper in a new metal group thing, and he was good. This guy El Dorado, shout out.
Okay.
I don't even know if he's still rapping, to be honest with you. But again, I've just seen a lot of genres. I've never had anyone tell me that. So I'm a little verklempt. Since we're in Jewish jelly, I'm trying to keep the theme going. Little verklempt. Little. Thanks, Mike Myers.
Wow.
Old school SNL shout out there, friends. Wow. Not quite Eddie Murphy old school, but Wayne's World old school. All right, good. So that's cool, man. That kind of stopped me there for a second.
It's all good.
I think I think I know where it came from.
Yeah.
I've been on a heavy Roots kick, Black Thought. For
Okay.
Like a week.
Okay.
I think I might be just from listening. I'm talking in kind of cadence, different way, run it back.
Respect. Because
I love him.
Tariq Trotter will have you thinking like, how can I make these words into something fucking fantastic? I'm gonna tell you that. I can't wait for this Danger Mouse and Black Thought collaboration is supposed to drop in August. I will admit I have deliberately avoided listening to a single fucking bar because I need to embrace that shit fully when it drops. I don't want pieces. I don't want to be I need to
give me the whole damn thing.
That shit is gonna be crazy.
It's the thing. It's just like the thing that ruined TV. Like we've talked about certain shows on Disney Plus. Yeah. Like no. When all 6, all 8, all 10,
done, yep.
I choose when I watch that shit.
That's right.
Same thing with the music. I don't agree. It didn't sound like I was cutting a promo there. I don't think. No. Because I throw my voice.
I don't know about that, yo. Yeah. Because but again, there's a difference when you're performing, right? There's a difference when there's a difference when you're enunciating, and then there's also, of course, the difference when you're pushing your voice for an entire audience because you want to actually get that audience to gravitate to the amount of energy that you're putting in. You want them to follow your words. So your cadence changes, your volume changes, your accent changes, everything changes in order to get the people to listen to what you said. If you were doing WWE,
and it depends on what wrestler, right?
The pace, but the pace in and of itself, the pace is different, man.
It depends on who you're doing, right? So Rock, right? He's got a couple different ones. So let's go early Rock. Like, Michael Cole.
Yes.
Look at you, you giant piece of monkey crap. Yep. And he would always pause after lines. Pause.
Yep.
Now, when Rock got older and he knew he had the crowd, he
could
was much
sit
more
on that
fluid.
shit.
He did a lot of breaks in there. He would organically produce.
He would sit on that shit for a minute. He would sit there. He would let that shit burn for a minute.
He accidentally made catchphrases that trended, okay? And the one I'll bring up is the Cena, the Fruity Pebbles bitch.
Yeah.
That trended. They said that to John Cena for a year after that match. They weren't going to wrestle for a year. They did that weird thing where they announced, because WrestleMania was in Miami, like a year before they were going to wrestle in Miami. He called him Fruity Pebbles bitch, and it stayed, and The Rock showed up like 3 times all year on Raw. And it just, you know what I'm saying? And millions! There's,
millions.
Then you get more Stone Cold.
He did that shit. Yeah, even that though, he did that like so many different ways, and depending on the crowd,
genius,
depending on the crowd, depending on the arena. There's so many different ways that he would do it, and that's the point. That the difference in cadence, the difference in enunciation, the difference in projection of your voice.
Babyface, he changed just enough too. If you listen, it's heel stuff opposed to when he's babyface. Yeah. When he wore the leather vest and did the Fox Country shit, and he'd sing and he'd do the velvet, that was the greatest shit I've ever seen. Yeah, the only thing close to that was Stone Cold and Kurt Angle.
Yes.
When Stone Cold turned, and then when Edge and Christian came in with the kazoos.
Yes.
You think you know me? You think you know me? Anyway, Edge and Christian, underrated comedy. Anyway, but Stone Cold was more like a machine gun, just like his character.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna stomp a mud hole and walk it dry, which is very boom, boom, machine gun delivery.
In and out. Yep.
And when he got good, he started doing the what shit.
Yeah.
Got a shot of beer, shot of whiskey, another beer.
What?
Got some pancakes.
That shit used to be fucking live as fuck though, and like I remember going to SmackDown. And hearing that shit live, and I swear to God, it was easily top 5 live experiences of my entire life, simply because the crowd, if there's 10,000 people there, 9,995 were yelling what for like the 10 minutes of his fucking promo.
Right.
And I mean at the top of their fucking lungs. None of this I'm too cool shit. Like, it was loud and it was insane.
Now, this is where I'm kind of transitioning a little bit. So there are certain ones that just transcend pop culture and the world, okay?
Absolutely.
And what's been great about Stone Cold's one is, even to this day, if the crowd feels like a guy is sucking on a promo, they give him the what's. Now, what's cool is to see the guys who are good at this just destroy the what chant right away. CM Punk's done it. The guy who did it the best that impressed me was The Miz. Mike The Miz destroyed a crowd with that stupid chant.
I'll admit,
I love The Miz.
I'll admit, I fell out of WWE pretty much around the time where Stone Cold was kind of like, all right,
you went out with the Attitude Era.
Yeah, pretty much. Once Rock and Stone Cold kind of were like, all right, and then I would pop back in for like WrestleMania because Rock would show up or Stone Cold would show up. But largely, I just kind of,
because nobody cares about the guys they had to build. Like, is Goldberg coming back? Is Brock going to be there? Like, they just brought Brock again. Yeah. He usually takes a 3 to 6 month break. I think it was like a week, 2 weeks, because they need him. But anyway, there's things that transcend, and this would lead me to my last. The guy who I think is the greatest promo of all time. Now, special mention, special credit, whatever. Dusty, underrated.
Okay.
We said Stone Cold, Rock. CM Punk is an underrated promo, even though he's known for the pipe bomb. He's still an underrated promo.
Okay.
Chris Jericho is top 3 all time.
Fuck yeah. Bar none.
The guy. Jericho's my number 2. My number 1.
Okay.
And by the way, until Hogan when NWO, I was not a fan of his promos. It was more a product of the character than his actual promos. When he went heel and he'd been saving that shit up all those years, yes. But don't forget, what made Hogan's promos in the NWO so good was Scott Hall behind him.
Okay.
All right?
I can take it.
Hey, yo, that fucking thing carried forever. Hey, yo, worked everywhere. Anyway, number one. And you hear it at hockey games. You hear it at football games. You hear it at basketball games. I heard it at a fucking soccer game. Woo!
Yeah.
It transcended
you heard on rap songs, shit.
Yeah, rap songs everywhere.
Yeah.
Right? Rick was in the fucking, I forget who did it. He was in the video with him.
Offset.
At the gold loafers.
Yeah.
That's the one, man.
Yeah.
One, not even a word really, right? It's just a noise, essentially. Yeah. To the point where it got so bad at Flyers games a couple years ago that people were fighting, like, we need to knock that Ric Flair shit off. And guys like me, like, what are you, crazy?
Yeah, that's
not. Shut the fuck. Don't you disrespect Ric Flair in front of me ever again.
Yeah, that's not.
The Nature Boy. And his promos were the same, but every one you were like on the, all right, what's he going to mention? Is he going to talk about the Diamond Watch?
Yeah.
Is he going to talk about the Jets? Is he going to talk about the limos? What about the women? Is he going to talk about the 6 women he had in Charlotte last night? Which famous actress is he going to say bang last night? As a kid, I'm on this edge of my seat watching NWA, man. Turner, WCW. Yeah. Who's he going to mention? Like, Flair was calling out famous people before it was cool in promos, or they, sit ringside. Shout out to the Miami Dolphins here tonight at Hard Rock Stadium. Ric Flair was doing it when he would get calls like, don't say my client's name again. You didn't bang him. We don't want anyone thinking that. Flair was getting in trouble for that shit in the 80s before Twitter and Facebook. You know what I mean? Yeah. He did the old-fashioned way. So anyway, the greatest of all time. Getting ready, I guess, to wrestle his last match. I'm not really up on this. They're selling tickets. I see promo, but I don't know what he's doing. I guess
I'm good.
He's doing one more match or something. They put a card together, but I don't even care, man. I would love to go see that if it was close or something. I know the match is going to suck, and I don't care because Rick's going to strut. Rick's going to fall on his face like he's out of it. All right? He's going to do I don't know if he'll do his corner bump now. I think he's 73. I hope he doesn't do that corner bump where he runs up the ropes and goes over the top. We don't need that one, Rick. We don't need that one.
Chill, fam.
But I caught a TikTok of he's training with Jay Lethal. And Jay Lethal's kind of independent guy. I think he's with AEW now. But Jay Lethal does the best Ric Flair impression I've ever heard. If you're bored and you like Ric Flair, search TNA Jay Lethal versus Ric Flair. In TNA, they did a Ric Flair off. Flair's in the ring. Lethal comes out to the stage, and they're just wooing back and forth, doing each other's lines as Ric Flair, both of them. Funny watch if you like Flair. So, I don't know what's going on with this match, but we'll see. I hope he survives. Rick, you're a goddamn national treasure, man. Just ride out in the sunset and enjoy yourself. You don't need to prove nothing to nobody. You were in a fucking plane crash, dude, and then you changed how you took body slams to keep wrestling. He survived a goddamn plane crash. How is he not the GOAT? He's the GOAT, man. Hogan pushed wrestling into the mainstream. I get it. But Flair was the nuts and bolts, man. Flair was the blood, sweat, and soul of wrestling. And Rick's my guy. And if I knew I was going to do this, I should have pulled out my diamond, one with the rope. Anyway, that's our wrestling talk for this week on the Glue Guys program. See? We changed it up from UFC, you haters. Now you got wrestling. All right, so state's taken care of. Let's get into, let me go back to my list. I want to give a quick shout out. Some of the Kids Challenge Cup coaches were named. And granted, we focus on seniors, but we got to give credit where credit's due. These people earn the right to do the coaching thing. All right. And on my list, Josh Moore, Steve Sims got named conference managers, Arizona Challenge Cup. Our boy Junior, Jose Rivas, going back to back, baby. He's draking it up. They're running it back.
As he should.
For the B team. And they, by the way, in case you didn't know, the best finishing AZ team last year at Challenge Cup was Junior Coach B team. Okay, that's a fact. It's not made up. That's not a rumor. That's not something you told your buddy down the street. No, the facts. We got a record. We got pictures. We got video. All right. David Grossenmender, also a member of the Bullet Club, might I remind people. Okay, I played with Dave. Him and Lee Marie were named C Challenge Cup coaches. Congratulations. Dave works his tail off, man. I got to play D's with him on Disciples. Works and on Bullet Club. Works his tail off, man. Very deserving of this. He knows the players. And then women's major, our fellow Funko buddy Shane Jackson and Travis Johnson taking them. By the way, real quick, I saw they're doing a David Wright Captain America giveaway at City Field, first 25,000. Anybody up in New York want to hook your buddy up? Let me know. And then, yeah, so we're basically halfway through the league here, guys. So Los and I wanted to talk about kind of fantasy booking. We'll go back to a wrestling term, okay? If Ric Flair and Hogan were ever in the same federation, and then they were, Pro Wrestling Illustrated, ooh, now I'm going back. Oh, boy. That's called a magazine, folks. It was paper, and they stapled it together, and you paid a couple bucks, and then they wrote articles, and you would open it and read it like a book, which is another thing you probably don't know about because you're on the internet. But okay, no worries. We'll educate you. And luckily, Marlos is doing something because if I made him laugh on that, I'd be a little worried about him. That was pretty weak. So we just wanted to kind of talk about some players, like kind of fantasy do our Challenge Cup teams here, and just talk about some players we've seen that we think deserve a look-see. Again, Reggie's coach at AAA. Ernie's got majors. Richie's got 50s. Demeda's got the women's. We're not telling them who to pick. I won't do that. I have faith in every single one of them to pick the right people. But we're going to have some fun on the show. It's good content, and you guys always get a little nuts when we start talking about Challenge Cup, So guys that I like, I've seen a bunch. I could probably put together 2 teams with the guys I like what I've seen so far. I'm not doing that. And I know you people saw the Challenge Cup guidelines. No. 1 team, each division. That's it for right now. It's not fair to the coaches that were named. Let them pick their rosters.
Right.
And that's me. I don't know what other states are doing. I know California's sending 2, but they have North and South. They got a bigger area there. So, a couple guys I like.
Do you think we could pull off 2?
Yes, but
and wait,
Triple
pull
A
off 2 and be competitive.
Right, and AAA we could send 2.
Yeah.
Major, no, especially with the new upper-lower delineation for the rank, no.
Okay.
No, I'm not a huge fan of it. Vic and I have been talking, and I'm trying to come around to it. I'm trying to understand.
Tell me why. I'd almost rather discuss that.
Well, we can shift up. It's our show. Hold on, let me check with the boss.
There you go.
Yeah, we're good. We're good, boss. Let's go for it.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. He said something else. Oh, he said don't get banned. Okay. So I guess my thought of it is, and I've been arguing this for 6 months. Now, let me say this, okay? We have a committee, national committee. I've kind of talked about it. The consensus, and I'd say it was probably 80 to 85%, was to go with the way that it has been presented, okay? So the majority of the National Council voted for this. Obviously, I was not one of them. My thought process being, we have an opportunity to set ourselves heads and tails above the other sanctions by being a little more detailed in our rankings, being more accountable, like getting PRVs done for senior players. Like we could be the guys to set the tone, especially with the latest rule that came out from senior softball about if you are ranked at the highest rank you played on the lowest age. So if you're going into 50s, if you played 40s major, you're automatically a 50s major plus player. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. And the problem that I think I've always had with the way that they do it is it seems like it's very blanket. It's the easy way to rank or control a large group rather than looking at the individuals and how they perform. Mm-hmm. Oh, the team won, the team's real good.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know if it was 3 guys. You know what I mean? Like, well, they had 8 home runs and 3 guys hit all 8.
Right.
And everybody else walked to get on base. Or the ball was hit at the shortstop and the third baseman all day, and the right fielder was barely awake.
Right.
But that right fielder's major plus now or whatever. You know what? I always hated that way of ranking players in any sanction, for that matter. And in my previous stops, I've made it a point to call that out. My original plan was to go PRVs and have them done by the end of the year and then really go hard at ranking everybody as close to I feel they were at, with some analytics and then some eye test stuff together. So, guys necessarily aren't forced to play major, but your rank may still be major. So now AAA coaches have to take that into consideration, That was the hope. It would have been a little bit of jockeying, but a lot less than conference and major guys are in one thing and AAA and AA are in another. And real quick, let me officially say this. As long as I'm U-Trip director, there will never be a AA division in seniors, ever, period.
Yo, I think that AA shit is weird.
Take it to the bank.
Is weird.
There's not going to be a AA Challenge Cup team.
Double A is
and
weird.
there's not going to be a double A division ever in one of my tournaments.
Double A
Any
is
other
weird.
sanction is more than welcome to pick that up and deal with that friggin' ball of shit. Okay? Because we've already got some issues in AAA. What do you think they're going to do if you let them play double A? I'll leave it at that. So, yeah, I feel like we had an opportunity with that 50s rule coming out, 40s to 50s, and the way they've always ranked it where you're forced to play majors regardless who's on your roster, what you've done. Your new team is forced to play majors at least 3 tournaments. I don't have a huge problem with that. The problem is then if they get their heads kicked in and appeal to go to AAA, it takes another 6 months before they grant it. So now you got 9 months of getting your heads kicked in. It should have been 3 or 4 and make the change. But they're so slow and nobody's watching to do that. I have a problem with that. That's a lazy director. You're not watching your players. You're not taking notes of your results. All right? You're not listening to feedback. That's lazy in my, and that's really the easiest way I can break it down. Take the time to watch your players. I feel like I could do PRVs right now on 85 to 90% of the guys that have played new trip tournaments. That's how I feel halfway through the year. I've watched enough games, got enough history on guys. I feel like I could do that. The way we're doing uppers and lowers, I have to step back and rethink the entire process the way I was going to do it, because it does change my thinking, you know? And the fact that it's basically unlimited conference and major players together in what's called an upper is a problem for me.
Why?
You don't want to move somebody up prematurely. So if guys go out of state, okay, it's a bad. Why would major teams keep traveling if they're getting heads kicked in by basically conference guys? I'd stop going. You know, you're going to see a lot of 50s guys stop playing senior softball because of that rule. Like, screw that. I'm not going up just to play 50s majors plus. You know, they're just going to go somewhere else or get back on AAA teams in 40s.
I get it.
So then they're only 50s major. I think it'll hurt more than it'll help. And you got a lot of guys who are playing like major plus in other states screaming about, well, just bump guys. And just, no, you're trying to artificially create a major plus conference division because you guys have the same 5 teams playing. So your motives, I question. All right, it's just fresh bait for you guys. All right, you Sharks. You're just going to chew up the bait. That's not fair to the guys coming up. And don't give me this, well, you got to get your head kicked in to get. No, there's a line, guys. It's not that simple. It's not that simple. Well, they won one tournament.
Getting beat is one thing. Being, competitively losing is one thing. I say that to mean, yeah, you can go out there and go 0 for 3, but if you're 0 for 3 and you're competitive throughout that period of time, it's a lot different than going 0 for 3 and getting beat 25-5, and then the next game's 26-3 or something crazy. Yep. I agree with you, and I think one of the things that drives me nuts with softball players in general is they're all very selfishly focused. They're only focused on what works and what benefits for them. So a lot of the time, you don't hear a lot of AAA people saying, "Oh my God, why aren't there more people in major?" Because it doesn't benefit them. But then you do get the dudes who go to major and they're tired, and I don't blame them. They're tired of playing the same 5 or 6 teams or 3 or 4 teams, depending on where you are. I get that.
That's true too.
But you start wondering, like, are you actually doing, making this thing because you want a couple more easy runs, or are you doing it because you really want to see things develop into something that's sustainable? And I question that, because I don't see a lot of statements that sound like they are intended to create sustainability. In that respect, that's where I do agree with you about the new classifications. On the other hand, I think it's important to simplify what's being done, because the relative complication is what's giving the battery in the back of some of these pussy ass players that don't really actually want to play up or play forward. They just want to be able to sandbag. It's difficult for me to say, oh, well, now that there's comp and rec, there's no complaint. Well, in some respects, what are you going to complain about? You're going to say, oh, he's not in the right division? Because to me, the AAA and major thing, even though it's only two divisions, yes, you could add in major plus or conference or whatever the fuck we want to call it right now, but you're still at the same point. You're really looking for ways out. You're looking for ways to say, oh, well, this doesn't really work for me, or this team doesn't work for me. And I know ultimately you're tied to the business end of things. U-Trip is tied to the business end of things. I am not one of those people who doesn't understand the importance or the gravity of business. However, I can't help but feel like this is just like you said, the easy way, because then they don't have to fight about it. They don't have to argue about, well, this team should be major plus, this team should be major, rah, 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 rah. It's all pretty much straightforward. Like, you know, you either compete or you don't. Get better or you don't. And I imagine that that's all we should have been doing in the first place. It's still going to be complaints. I don't even know how people are going to formulate this complaint. Like, they're going to be like, oh, well, I should be rec.
Don't sell them short.
Why? And I mean, you hear me. I do it to you all the time, and it's just a product of my desire to be my desire to have understanding. My question always is why, and most of the people that do the most bitching about it don't have an answer to why, or their answer to why their answer to why often gives away their true meaning or the true basis of what they're saying. I'm saying this because I want to play. I'm saying this because I want to play more people. I'm saying this because I'm tired of losing. You know, all of those things are the surfaces of why they're saying it, but none of them really relate back to, yes, UTRIP's got to make some money, but on the other hand, I'm saying out loud, like, how does this improve anything?
Well, let me throw in a couple wrinkles, and I'm going to assume that's Mickey. It's a great question. I don't know if competitive's going to 7 runs like conference. I will find out, though. I will ask, and just remind me tomorrow. Let me add a wrinkle that actually my buddy AJ out in Cali brought up and I didn't think about. So, do you know when the conference season is? How long it goes? Okay. So, conference ends October-ish, maybe even September. Or actually, right around I've been told like August. I think there's only one more conference. So, conference is like January to, let's say, August, okay? So, what happens after that? Well, here come all these conference guys into competitive. And then when December rolls around, January, they go right back to conference if they have that spot. You know what I mean? Like kids conference, I should say.
Yeah.
Paid for travel, everything. So now a manager of a competitive team has to try to what? Balance that? Like, well, I know I got my conference guys from September to December. And what do you screw over the guys that were there from January to August or whatever? You know what I mean? Like, so for teams that have conference guys are going to be in and out, I think it raises a really tough thing for the managers. Like, you can't tell a guy like, look, man, you're my guy from January to July, but come August, so and so's coming back from conference and he's got the spot.
But people do that shit all the time. People do it and
aren't honest about it.
Yeah, they do shit all the time. So it's different.
I don't like it. I mean, they can run their team however they want, but that's some shady shit. And you know how much of a fan I am of shady shit.
No, I don't disagree with you either.
Like, you know, the whole point I try to be honest, and that gets me killed. You know, accusations.
Well, I'm just saying, because you do get the people who use that reasoning or that concept, right? And my problem is those same coaches and those same managers or whatever, they're making whatever decisions they need to whenever the fuck they need to anyway. What's the difference? Like at the end of the day, and that's the part that I don't want to say I'm on the fence because I'm not. Like the reality is they're going to make changes, or they should be making changes anyway. And if it's tied to the completion of the conference season or not,
right? How
does that really change anything? They should have been making those changes anyway. And the question you could even ask is like, would you have made that change if that player is not, if that player is available? Yes, I absolutely believe they have to be upfront and honest. Yes, I believe it's important for them to communicate that upfront. How many coaches and managers actually do that on a regular fucking basis? That's the problem. It's not a matter of not understanding what they need to do. It's that most of the time they don't, or they're opportunists. So one dude all of a sudden shows up and gets available, boom, they're on it. And they make that move so quick because they're afraid to lose out on that talent based on them trying to be communicative and open and objective. I don't think you thought you got your
game changer and you just jacked up your whole fucking team chemistry when it doesn't work.
Absolutely.
Now, look, at the end of the day, the way I always coached, and you can attest to this if I'm right or bullshitting, McGrew, any guys in chat that I've had the pleasure of coaching, I've always been honest, and it rubs certain people the wrong way to the point where they go to other people like, oh, he's an asshole. No, I'm just East Coast, but okay. And I just finally got sick of it where I'm just going to be honest, and however you take it is on you. That's not my problem. I gave you the proper information.
Agreed.
Whether you got upset or you felt wronged or I didn't look at you long enough or whatever, the case may be, so be it. But at the end of the day, keeping it simple, no bullshit take, that's your problem, not mine.
I agree.
While you were here, I told you what was expected before you ever took a field. And then when I let you go, I told you why. Not in general terms or gray area. I told you exactly why. Anybody I had to cut, I told exactly why. I didn't like it. I've cut friends, all right, that I was like, shit, I don't know if we're going to be friends anymore. And it was weird for a couple months, but luckily, it won out. We're cool now. We can make jokes about it. But if you're not honest at the get-go, then you only have yourself to blame for problems. If you're honest and upfront, then you can put it all on the person who's not dealing with it properly or taking it too hard or running their mouth behind your back and making accusations. That's on them. That's their problem. It's not your problem. You know what I mean?
I agree.
But it's few and far between. People are afraid to be honest. What, for losing a player? Look, at the end of the day, if you're scared about being honest with the guy because of his reaction, you're already dead. You've already lost. You've already taken the L. Because that guy runs your team, you don't.
Right.
You base decisions based on how that guy's going to react to something. Just you took the L, bro. It's over. You take the loss. And now you got to worry about your whole team chemistry because don't think that they don't see it either. Or see it too, because they do. I learned that the hard way too.
So Jared made a point that I hope that I addressed somewhat in my statement a couple of seconds ago. The teams are supposed to, and everybody wants to compete, and I'm glad you said that because that's the point. That's exactly the point that I was making. If you're going to make that move and you're a coach and you're a manager, your job is to try to find things that are going to improve your team. You're going to do what you got to do. And as soon as these conference guys, these major plus guys, these specific types of guys, once they come available, everybody goes apeshit panic to rush and do every fucking thing they can to get those players. Right. And in order to do so, in a lot of cases, they're not actually communicating with the rest of their team, or they're not doing an effective job of communicating their purposed direction with the rest of the team, which sometimes sows seeds of doubt. I at the same time, right? That's why I don't see it as really as an excuse. That's what you're supposed to be doing all the fucking time. As a manager, you're supposed to be looking at ways to amplify your team, to improve the points and things that may be, less than. It isn't even to say that a particular player sucks. It is maybe that guy's hitting 550, and you were able to come up with a guy who is routinely hitting 750. Or maybe you get a guy who's hitting 550 and he's lights out in the field, or he's terrible in the field or some shit. And you find a guy who's lights out in the field but doesn't hit as well. Then you have to make that decision. We often spend a lot of time focused on the grandeur of some of these choices, like this example we're using. Oh, conference guy, major plus guy comes available, everybody hustles and rushes. But it is not. Is it not the same fucking thing that you're doing every time you pick up a guy who's in the same bracket? You're trying to improve the team.
He's still one guy. So when you decide,
I agree with you. Yes.
When you decide, and here's the other problem that I've seen. Okay, and I'll say at least 50% of the coaches, when a guy like that becomes available, they've never actually seen him play, or maybe an inning or an at bat here or there. It's all based on what they heard. A couple guys like, oh, that dude's nasty, and they start making calls and trying to step over people to get them, yet they're not even sure what they're getting. So now they're making decisions where they might possibly cut a guy who, he's 800 one week, he's 600 the next, but man, a ball doesn't get by him at second or short, or he doesn't drop a ball in left. You're ready to cut a guy like that, okay, based on what you heard, based on, I don't know, somebody on some show talking about him. You didn't put your own eyes on it. And I don't know if you remember, right before you left, there was a guy that became available that was kind of flirting with the team. Mm-hmm. And I shut it down. And I called you and I called somebody else, guys I trusted, to say, all right, what's your take? Mm-hmm. And you guys both gave it to me. And luckily, at a line where my head was like, I'm not sacrificing team chemistry because this guy might hit a couple more home runs, right, or it might hit another 100 points of batting average. I'll find it somewhere on the bench. I'll get somebody better as a coach rather than take a shot with a wild personality. I don't know how it's going to mesh with the rest of the team, because I don't know if everybody keeps forgetting, it takes 10 to win a goddamn game, bro. All right, you can grab all the belts you want, fucking winning pictures or whatever. It took all 11, 12, 13 guys to win that fucking banner and that belt. And the minute you start thinking otherwise, just get the fuck out of the game, bro, because you're going to get exposed real quick.
I agree.
Real quick. So either get humble fast,
or get good,
or get it the fuck out of Arizona. Or third, more importantly, get good so you can back it up.
Yeah, get good, man.
That's
get
the
good.
big problem.
That's all
well,
talk
I
about.
think blah blah blah. Yeah, and Dev, you backed it up. Don't talk a bunch of shit. Let me go check your average and hit 400. Shut the fuck up.
I'm
tired of you fucking wannabe goddamn superstars.
I agree with something that Jared said here a couple seconds ago. He said you have guys leaving teams because their manager doesn't make the moves. Also, finding that middle point is what I'm working at. And again, I absolutely understand, but you're echoing and you're echoing it. You know,
finding that sweet spot's the fucking fountain of youth, dude. Nobody's actually found it yet because it's a moving target, Jared. Certain guys on certain teams, it's a different complete point where you got to make a move or not make a move.
But it's also timing. It's also timing, right? Like, and I'm going to say this. I know anybody who's played for a while or coached or otherwise is going to agree. It's easy to say, "Oh, I'm going to have this guy come out and play with me for a tournament," and then that guy goes out and let's say he goes out and has a lights out tournament. But then let's say the next three he shits the bed, and that's more of what he normally is, or the opposite, where you have players who come out to a tournament and they shit the bed that week and they're really good. And they just don't have the opportunity to really demonstrate that, right? So what I'm saying is, in essence, it's always going to be a matter of trying to find the right moves based on a limited amount of information or a limited, window of information, because teams don't want to devote extended periods of time to evaluate the players that they're trying to make those moves about. And to the point you just made, Mark, which is, half the time they haven't actually even seen these dudes. Or, more importantly, they haven't played with them before. And there's a lot of things that change the way you perform and all that. Yeah, we know that. But my question, or not my question, my concern becomes, how do you assess that? How do you compare a guy that's been on your team for, 2 or 3 tournaments or whatever, and you're comparing him to a player that you've maybe seen in at bat, or maybe the homie told you about? Like, that's where it's difficult. It's tough. Yeah, it's tough. You're rolling the dice, because you're wondering, is this going to work, and is the chemistry going to happen or whatever? And look, there are players who don't have the quote-unquote chemistry that everyone likes to use. Everyone likes to use, the chemistry of the team. You know what? Honestly, half that shit's bullshit. Because let's be real, you could have that's what I'm saying. Like, you could be the most chemically connected motherfucker on the team and be ass and be straight A-word.
Limitless up in this motherfucker.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so when I see that and I see those focuses on those words that really don't have a lot of actual quantifiable basis behind them, like chemistry, what does that entail? How can you quantify? No, how can you quantify chemistry? Quantify, not qualify. Don't give me an assessment.
On me. I ain't got
because here's my problem.
I can't quantify a feeling. I can't quantify.
That's what I'm getting at. But
I can't.
That's what I'm getting at. That's what I'm getting at. But that's why I don't buy it when teams, coaches, managers, etc. they start saying, "Oh, well, we got to find the right chemistry." No, the fuck you don't. And you're not looking for chemistry. Yeah, you're not looking for chemistry. You're looking for a dude who's going to come out there, drop dick every fucking tournament, and that's what the fuck you want. You don't even give a shit what he talks, what he says. Half the time, you don't even care if he speaks English. All the fuck you care is that the motherfucker goes out and does his job. Yeah, you can then apply whatever fucking term or adjective you'd like, any descriptor that you'd like to it, any phrase that doesn't mean anything, like momentum, chemistry, connection. Fuck all that, because at the end of the day, this game is about, like you said, winning. And you don't win by being friendly. You don't win by chemistry and all this other shit. You win by people putting the efforts in and to do the things that they need to do together.
Let me give you an example you were part of, and it's rare, and that's why I'm bringing it up, because it's a rarity. All right? Teams go 3-1 and lose by 2 runs. You hear it all day long. We gelled. We had chemistry, all right? When a team goes 0-3 or 0-4, it's rare. That C word disappears.
Right.
We had too many errors. We didn't hit. Oh, well, where was your chemistry at? Where was the vibe? I heard the boombox going with the Maracha band. What happened? But in rare cases, and when it happens, I should just point it out. I watch a team. I don't know if you went 1-3 or 0-4, but one of your first tournaments with Dub's crew.
Yes.
And you didn't get dog walk, but you got beat 5-6 runs here or there.
Yeah, man.
And I talked to you right when you came off, when you guys were done for the tournament.
Yeah.
And you looked at me and you go, "Man, I like it." And I went, I knew scores. I knew what happened.
You're like, what?
That was unexpected. All right. Would you see that I didn't? I think is what I said to you. And you went,
yes.
I think we got chemistry. I think And I said, really? Now, and you quantified it by saying, look, and you
Yeah.
viewed chemistry different than I. Like,
I'm glad you're going to
chemistry
say it.
is
Go
when
ahead.
you're getting dog walked
Yes.
and the dugout's still loose. We're joking, we're laughing. Guy struck
Yes.
out, we're making fun of him. You owe us
Yes.
beers. Nobody's
Yes.
like, what the fuck, man? We're down 20. When are you
Yes.
going to fucking watch what's going on with the game? You
Yes.
fucking 3 guys walked. Why are you swinging at the first pitch? When
Yes.
that shit starts happening,
Yes.
that's the beginning of the end. There's the crap.
Yes.
But
Yes.
and then I said, all right, now I'm interested. You perked my ears up. Oh,
Right.
this is so fucking rare. It's like the unicorn. I have to go look
Right.
for it.
Right.
I see Nessie. There's a Loch Ness monster out there in the dugout.
Right. Right.
So I watched the next tournament, and it was there.
Yeah.
You guys got smoked one game by like 15.
Oh yeah. Oh
I
yeah.
think you went 3 for 4, and everybody else was combined 0 for 78.
Yes.
Whatever.
Yeah, I like.
And I'm not mentioning names, so nobody gets upset.
Yo, that was one of
And-
my that was one of my lines right there. Over
It's rubbing off.
78. That was my shit right there.
But the vibe never changed, folks.
No,
it
not at all.
never changed.
Not at
And then a couple tournaments later, maybe the last one you guys played, one before that,
Sacked a couple
they
wins.
knocked
in there.
off
Yeah.
2 teams that had beaten them before a pretty bit. Knocked them off. One was a walk off. The other one they beat them handily.
Yeah.
And guys, I'm telling you, from 6 months ago to now, the vibe's the same.
Yeah.
Dub does a great job, man. And I talked to him a lot when he came out and played co-ed, just shooting the shit with him because you're playing on the team. I was making jokes and whatnot. Like, so when you come to Marlos, just so I know that week of the show, you might be a little upset. Just give me a heads up.
Shit.
Jokes
I'm
like
gonna be
that.
like, hey, look.
Mark's
I'm gonna be
be the
like,
first-
hey, man. I'm
The
gonna be like,
first
hey, I
MF
gotta
to
go.
get cut and hit 800 on a AAA team. But
Hey
I will
man,
bring it
look,
up on the
I'm
show.
gonna be the motherfucker. Like, you know what? I love y'all,
For the
but honestly, I ain't gotta wait on waste so
Who's
much
gonna pay
time.
for my softball now?
You know. Hey.
Anyway, Dub doing a great job over there. And
Yeah.
again, it's nice to see because it's so rare. AAA team built from the ground up, take their lumps and stay together 6, 7, 8 tournaments and see the progression. It's rare you get to see the progression because you always have 2 or 3 guys who
Levers.
think they fucking
Levers.
know better.
Levers.
Grass
Yep.
is green. This team sucks.
That's
I'm
exactly.
not waiting around for this.
exactly.
I equate it to guys who don't want to hang around for a rebuild, all right? But the difference is those guys haven't proven shit. They haven't won anything to be demanding anything or think the grass is greener. Those are and I love those guys leaving. I almost want to lose a couple tournaments on purpose if I build a team because those guys will weed themselves out. I don't even need to go looking for them.
I think
they come up.
Yeah, and I think and I'm going to echo a point that Jared also made about kind of the same thing. Is you have those dudes that just leave. That things aren't going the way they feel it should. They're not the coach, but
They make
things aren't
something
going
up.
the way that they make something up and they go, oh, I'm out. I don't want to do that. I know a lot of people don't like to lose. I don't like to lose. I don't like when I don't have good tournaments. I don't like when I perform shitty. Like I don't think anyone does, right? However, I think the biggest point that's always missing because we always throw out those chemistry lines when we're talking about making change. And to the point that you made, I didn't make that statement even as a change moment. I made it a statement as this is something that I can understand, I can get behind, I can work through the build up, or I don't even want to call it a rebuild. I can work through the build. The difficulty is a lot of the time people use the word chemistry for only when things are going right. And at some point you've got to start somewhere, which that start, like you said, is you can be getting thumped 3 and 4 times in a row. But if everyone's kind of seeing, and I think the missing point often is the self-assessment. If everybody there is looking at themselves first and saying, where can I improve? Where can I do better? Where can I make better moves? Or, in some cases, it's a position change. Maybe you were brought in because you are, they needed X, and maybe you're a better Y than X, and maybe by making that adjustment, things change. I think communication's a big part of that, and softball players don't know how to communicate straightforward. They don't know how to talk. They don't know how to discuss.
You just hit the 2 things I was about to say, so you can ruin my segment. But watch.
See?
I'm gonna break this down real quickly and very simply. Okay, I'm gonna give you what I feel are the 2 biggest problems in. I'm gonna say senior softball, but it may also apply to the kids. I just haven't been over there in a while.
Mhm.
All right, these are the 2 biggest things I see, and if these 2 things could change, I think the ranking discussions would go away. Okay, and I think a lot of the bullshit bickering back and forth that none of you MFers will defend except in DMs and private conversations will go away too. And here they are. The first one you already touched on it, self-awareness.
Mm-hmm.
All right. If you guys, the pitcher this and the second baseman that, the right fielder, but you never stop for 1 second to say, what could I have done better?
Right.
Did you bat 1,000? Like
Right.
when I pitch, it was rare I'd ever call anybody out in the game I pitch. You want to know why? Because if I had to walk that game, I'm no better than him.
Right.
If I gave
Right.
up runs where I feel I shouldn't have, I threw the wrong pitch. That's on me. That's not on a right fielder. If
Right.
I do my job, he doesn't have to try to run down 40 miles to catch that ball. If I
Right.
do my job, that weird hop, off the end cap, shortstop doesn't have to try to make a miraculous play. That's how I looked at my game. Because I knew going in, listen, I'm here to pitch. That's what I'm good at. Focus on that. If you hit, you hit. Don't
Right.
get caught up in that shit. So if I'm not doing the thing I'm supposed to be good at as well as I think, well, shit, I'm not calling anybody out. That's self-awareness. Guys think they're better than they are, and it's a large majority. 80 to 85% of guys playing senior ball right now think they are better than they are. The biggest problem is 65% of them will not hesitate to tell you how much better they are than they really are. Okay.
Yeah.
And the second thing that I feel, okay, guys are not fucking honest about their intentions and what they're doing, to the point where they will lie to your face. Nah, man, I'm in for the long haul. Now I'm here. But I know, because 10 minutes ago I talked to somebody who was like, oh, yeah, they're putting a major team together. They're going to play this tournament in a month. Listen, guys switch teams. Guys leave teams. Guys see greener pastures to see a better opportunity. All that shit is perfectly fine. It's accepted in this world. What made it unacceptable is all you sons of bitches with your backstabbing and you're talking out of both sides of your mouth, promising yourself to this team, and they're making plans based on your word. Your word, the thing that you should take the most fucking pride in, your word. Spitting on your hand and handshaking like you're in Alabama, right? Your word. And they're making plans. Oh, we're set at this position. He
Right.
told me we're good. And then 2 weeks later, wait, where the fuck is he?
Right.
Sometimes you just ghost the whole fucking team. You don't even tell them you quit. And there you are, across the field with that other team. You guys are scumbags. I'll say it. Call out Summer, right? I'm calling you out, you scumbags. You two-faced scumbags. Tell it like it is. This can't just be an East Coast thing, all right? This can't just be a regional thing. It's how you were raised. It should be part of your essence, your soul. Do you care about your reputation? Do you care about your word? Does it mean anything? Like, how are you still working in this world?
Nah, bro.
Like, your word should be more important than anything you ever do before you step on a field. And there's too many guys out here who don't give a shit about their own words, all right? So when your word's no good, you're no good. When are people going to understand it's that simple? And yet guys out here pulling bullshit. That's what got me out of this game. That's the big one. Self-awareness is part of it. But that one right there is the one too many guys, too many times, and that's why I never even considered a major team, because it was 10 times worse with those guys. I just stayed with the AAA guys who were hungry. I'm not worried about getting the best players. I'm worried about getting the best team.
Yeah, I was.
Herb Brooks.
Yeah, someone in the chat kind of asked that question. Is this conversation based around AAA or is it a problem major? I think it's a problem softball. Period.
Everywhere.
It is,
Everywhere.
and I was gonna say it isn't unique to senior at all. In men's, co-ed, women's, the same situation exists the same way. The fact is, most of the time, people are just fucking thirsty, and they see an opportunity, and they're like, "Oh shit, I gotta go." Same reason why motherfuckers cheat. They see some free ass and be like, "Oh, let me get there,"
Yeah,
But
only
it's the same
difference
shit.
is the more competitive, the more lack of self-awareness. I will tell you that.
And
Like
cutthroat,
major,
and cutthroat.
A lot less lack.
Yeah, and cutthroat though. A lot of time,
Oh,
I think
yeah.
in the
Well, listen, you can
because
hit
I think
600
major
and get
gives
cut.
major gives some of these dudes the opportunity to feel like they can be ruthless, like
Sorry, my butcher got me.
That's
Sorry,
all
man.
right.
Sorry.
And I just think it gives people the opportunity to feel like they can be more ruthless, or that they don't have to actually pay attention to what we just said.
Well, nobody's
That
got a fucking answer for anything, Los.
No,
that drives
no,
me
at all.
crazy.
Not at all. I agree.
Like, everybody, listen, you guys DM me and you text me and you try to gaslight me and you try to fire me up to come on here and start screaming. All right? I know what you're doing.
Yeah.
I know what you're doing. But I will say that fires me the fuck up. I don't need a DM on that one.
Yeah.
That fires me up. Like, stop being fucking scumbags, man.
Yeah.
Stick to your fucking word. Have some pride in your existence as a fucking human being, let alone a softball player. But no, you guys fucking pond scum it up down there.
But
You're
I think
all
it's
fucking hanging on the bottom of the pond.
I think it's people's inability to communicate. Because I see a lot of the same shit on Facebook, and there's nothing.
Thank
to
you,
softball.
Internet.
It often is people just.
Here's a text message.
Huh?
Here's a text message. I'm quitting the team. I don't have to look at anybody when I send it.
Yeah, but I mean, is that a bad
Shit,
thing?
I'll take a text message at the rate that these guys.
That's
go
what I was
ghosting
gonna
people,
say. I
so
don't know.
I can't
Like, 'cause
even knock it that much.
I don't believe in that bullshit about the medium. Like, oh, you didn't tell me to my face. It wasn't real, dude. I picked up the phone.
That's a choice,
Like-
by the way.
Like,
That
that's
you can't
some
hold
whole
it
shit,
against
bro.
someone.
Yeah,
But
that's
I
some
will
whole shit,
question
bro.
someone who won't come look me in the eye, or at
Look,
least call me. I'll take a
there's
phone call.
difference. Look,
But a
I'm gonna
text
tell you
message is a
nah,
cop out.
bro. Look, I'm gonna tell you right now. I'll text message my motherfucking mom. I don't give a shit. And everyone,
spelled different,
anybody,
that's all I'm gonna
look,
say.
anybody and everybody who knows me knows that my comment in text would be the exact same comment out of my mouth in person. Here's the problem though. 99% of the time, I don't want to talk on the fucking phone. Number two, 99% of that remaining 1% of the time, I don't want to fucking
Still
talk
don't
on
wanna
the
fucking talk on
phone,
the phone.
bro. I would legitimately, like, I ain't got no problem seeing a motherfucker in person and be like, yo, this is my last day. Or, hey, I'm not feeling this. This is what's going on. What can we do? Give an opportunity to make a change. I'm fine with that. What I'm not good with, because maybe it's a product of what I do for a living, maybe it's a product of life in general, I don't find that by using a certain medium, I'm less honest. Because if I'm an honest motherfucker, I'm finna be honest with you on the phone, through SOS, through straight, directly through the internet. That's the issue, is not the medium. The issue is the person with the message. If you're a straightforward character, you're gonna tell somebody, look, man, I don't have an opportunity to call you right now, but look, this is what I'm thinking, this is what I'm going through, this is what I want to do, whatever the case may be. If I text message you that, I'm not texting it and running it out the room. I'm texting it and saying, okay, you tell me what you think. The problem I've run into in a lot of cases, even when I've hit up a manager like, yo, we probably need to do this. I'm fucking up. We probably need to do this, whatever, is a lot of motherfuckers won't reply. That's horseshit. I don't need you to see me in person. I don't need a phone call. We don't need 10 minutes of awkward fucking silence and bullshit. Run it up.
13-year-old.
Yeah, see, that's why I'm saying all it matters is I'm communicating with you that, A, here's what I'm thinking of doing, or here's what I think of this, or here's what I think of that. And you absolutely can say, you know what? Fuck you, bro. I thought you were going to be in for the haul. And I'm willing to eat that, On the other hand, if I say, hey, dude, this is what I'm having a little issue with X, Y, and Z, and a motherfucker doesn't respond, or even in person, because we put way too much ownership on, a phone call or in person. You can be 30,000 times more fucking dishonest face to face over the phone.
No, I agree with that, but here's the difference.
Nonsense.
The thing I've run into problems with text is I don't always get some of the context. So, and it's OG shit. It's kind of how I was raised. Look a man in the eye. And I get it. It's personal. But in text message, shit gets lost. Now, if they're bullshitting me on the phone, that's on them.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But I understand better. And I was just laughing because I was thinking, you know what? I think Los called me when he quit my team. I think I got a call. So I was all like, I didn't get a text. I got a call.
Actually, it was the start off with the text. It was the
Well,
start.
no. I knew it was coming, because we were having actual discussions. For
and
a
there's the point that I'm making.
Feeling
there you go.
And whatnot. But when you actually said, "Look, man, it's not for me right now," that was a phone call.
Right.
So
and that's why I say,
and that might have been for my benefit. And I'm just saying thank you.
But it started with, like you said, that's the point.
But we
that
get
I'm
back
really
to
trying
honesty.
To get. It starts with comment.
The
It starts with a
conversation.
conversation.
A certain way.
There you go.
Text message are coming to me.
Right.
It wasn't a blind side.
Right.
It wasn't I'm quitting the team and here's 7 pages of text wide. I knew when you called me, I kind of already knew.
Well, and that's
why
I
saw
I'm saying,
you call. Okay, and our friendship didn't suffer one fucking iota.
And that's
all.
why, and that's exactly why.
People,
and that's why I don't think the media matters.
Honest.
That's why I don't think the media matters. Exactly. Because again, no one who's being honest, no one who's being upfront, no one who's being, forward facing, no one who's doing that has an epiphany in the middle of a moment and says, I'm out. No, you've been thinking about it. And even if you're thinking, because for me, even if I'm thinking about it, I need to say, okay, what can I do to make this different? Or what can I do to improve the situation? So at the very least, I'm going to say, you know what, dude? I don't know what it is. Or even if because I probably don't know. But I'm saying, even if I don't know what it is, I'm going to say, I don't know what it is. But something's not clicking, something's not right, and I think I'm going to do something else. And then at that point, because I've had coaches, hit me, hey, it was great. I'm like, yeah, I don't know that it was. and then they get pissed.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
You know, and they get pissed.
But
Or
again, that goes back to my
tournaments.
point.
I've had tournaments where I suck, and I'm okay with saying, you know what, I struggled today. You might not want me back, cool, but hey, this is what it is.
Dude, it comes back to my original point of, you know what? When you're honest with them and they get pissed,
then that's some bitch made shit, and you don't need to fuck with them anyway.
That's not your fucking problem. That's their issue to deal with.
You
go get the therapy. It's not my problem that it got triggered. I told you exactly how it was. But at the end of the day, I knew that was coming, and I appreciated that, and I still appreciate it to this day because it wasn't even a bump in our friendship. It was like, I understand where he's coming from. We're good. Other people, no.
To that point, I will say,
I don't care for a major team you're dropping down to AAA. If you're honest with me about the issues you have and we can't resolve them, we're gonna part friends. If you're gonna bullshit me about your intentions and then drop the bomb on me, well, no, now I got a problem. But I want to go over something real quick.
You did, yeah. You're probably
disagreeing on the top major teams. Hold on here. You're half right. You're only looking at those top major teams. What about the ones that aren't around anymore?
Well, about the ones that folded.
All the ones that folded, started quick, boom. So, yeah, they're still around because they practice the things that we're saying are lacking. But there's just as many teams that died because they didn't. So you're kind of looking at it through rose-colored glasses a little bit. They were here for 2 tournaments and disappeared.
All right, but think about it. And the other thing I wanted to piggyback on the same thing is like, look at the top major team managers. Wait, you just clarified exactly what we're trying to point out.
Plan.
If you look at the top major team managers, they're not functioning that way, which is exactly what we're saying. Is you shouldn't be functioning like that. And if you're a good team or a good manager or a good coach, you're not going to function like that. You're going to do the things that you need to do. You're going to have the hard conversation in an honest manner without it being personal. And again, to your point you just made, Mark, they have to do the motherfucking therapy after the fact. All my job as a manager, if I'm a manager, when I was coaching for that matter, my job was simply to be as objective and as subjective as I could about the performance of the team. Objective in the sense of saying, but I'm saying
400 against the worst team in the state. It's
objectively, but no, when I say objectively assessing, because we all have our idea of what a team should look like. But as a coach, your job is not to make the team look like what you think it should look like. Your job is to make the team successful, however that looks. And that's the objective part, looking into things that may not agree with your general strategy and, in function. And on the other hand, the subjective part is what you just said. Is this guy hitting 700 against bums? And then when it's crunch time, this guy folds like a piece of paper? That's the subjective. And at that same point, you've got to say to that person, like, you know what? This isn't working. Or, you know what? Maybe we should try this different. Or sometimes you're going to flat say, I don't think this is going to work. No hard feelings. Snap, you out of there.
Well, you brought up the hardest thing to do as a coach, in my opinion, right? So your job as a coach is to put your players in the best possible position to succeed.
Yes, sir.
Whether that's the 2-hole, the 8-hole, the 10-hole, catching, playing first, DH, whatever it is, right? You got it. So it's not a simple matter of, all right, I've seen this guy play 4 tournaments. Here's where I think he needs to go. You got to do it.
Right.
You want to be a good coach, you got to do a little more digging, right? You got to learn that guy's personality a little bit. I mean, you ain't got to go and get sushi with him every night, but you got to learn some things about him outside of softball to make that kind of shit work. And this is what makes it harder, okay? I'm going to tie all the shit in we're talking about. So I'm trying to figure out what's best for you to function within this team aspect, right? It doesn't matter what I think it should look like. Where do you need to be to perform your best? Where you don't feel pressure at 8, but you somehow start to choke up a little bit when you're 2. I got to notice that shit and get you out of there. I got to put my arm around it, like, look, I don't care if you're 2 or 8. You're still swinging at the same fucking ball, still trying to score the same amount of runs. So I don't know why that matters, but whatever.
Yeah, that's right.
Or you make jokes or you get serious, like, look, I know you're a good hitter. Just go down here and get your head squared away, and then we'll get you. Whatever you need to say to each player, it's different for everybody. So when you have guys now who refuse to do honest self-awareness, look in the mirror and really say, all right, I did hit 400. It wasn't the pitcher's fault. It wasn't the manager looking at me funny. That fucking up, man. I would have hit 600 if he stopped. None of that shit really matters, guys.
Right.
And until you can have a proper self-evaluation, it's going to be even harder for me to figure out where the best place to put you is for the team success. Not,
Correct.
oh, I thought this up, so we're winning. I'm good. No. So all those things go together. All right. And that's why I just don't fucking coach anymore, man.
Agreed.
Now, granted, I did the dumbest thing I could after saying I'm done coaching and playing to, well, let's deal with all the maniacs at once. And when I say maniacs, it goes well beyond softball and the field, and we all know that. Just real quick note, if any of you thought you were going to come here tonight and hear about something that you think you know, you don't know, and you're not going to hear about it here. And I'm going to leave it at that. And here's the other part of that.
That was weird.
You scumbag, little drama queens, going to message me and Marlos and think I'm going to flip out, not mention you by name. You forgot already it's Call Out Summer. You forgot it's Call Out Summer. And in honor of Call Out Summer, don't forget about the Summer of George. But listen, I'm warning you all now. I'm going to say this one time. I was going to flip out tonight about it, and I decided, now let's have an actual conversation, and I'm glad we did. When you DM me and message me about the problems at other places, unless you're willing to come on this show and discuss it, just don't message me anymore.
There you go.
Just don't send them to me. I know what goes on over there. You guys, you kind of, if you think about it, you insult me when you send me those messages because you forget the work I had to do to get here and the shit I had to deal with to get here. I know it's not going to change, but as long as you guys keep handing them $600, $375 and get no balls, $800 because it's a world. Here's your beer koozie. Pay for your own ring. As long as you guys keep playing and paying those people, your complaints are fucking invalid. I said it. You are invalid because you validate the fucking behavior. So stop messaging me and maybe try someone else so you can commiserate the bullshit and then act like you never said anything. But stop bringing it here. The show, this program is no longer about that fucking negativity, all right? They're going to do what they do. And it's going to be a shit show because I know. But we ain't talking about it no more, all right? We ain't doing it. So I'm done. Call somebody who fucking cares. And on that note, we'll see you next week.
Bye.